wanted to redo the A room and convert the control room into the live room, and then vice versa, and flip it. This one I was like, man, I'm gonna float my room and do this and this, because this was never soundproof, because this was really a pre-production room where Ultramagnetic said G used to be in here all the time.
Oh,
working.
really?
Yeah, and a lot of Jamaicans, Peter Tosh used to be here and people like that. So this wasn't really set up for mixing and doing stuff. Only reason why I came in this room is because the A room was booked, because Jay-Z was here, the beat miners were here every day. So we were just juggling, all trying to fight for the room. Even though they give me carte blanche if I really need to bump a session, but I'm just not into that. I don't like to bump somebody's session, so I'd let them have it. And I never worked in here, so I came in here and did Now You're Mine. And when I did that, the mix sounded actually a little more punchier here. I was like, damn, I'm gonna try another record here. Try Do It. Do It came out good. I was like, yo. From there, I stayed. And I said, this is the room. So the fact that from that point I stayed here and did everything in my career, from boom bap to everything else, with KRS-One and stuff. Anything else I did was all in this room, and the same vocal booth over here. So that's the reason why I was like, yo, man, I don't want to change it. I don't want to change the walls. I don't want to change anything. I mean, we put a TV up, of course. We got Pro Tools. That was the tape machine in that closet right there. And like I said, the floor is still all dirty tiles. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to leave it as is, because it still lives. As far as naming it, after headquarters, because headquarters, I've never met a dude like this in my life. I mean, he had the energy of Public Enemy, X-Clan, Ice Cube, NWA, and the Last Poets all combined into one.
Wow.
And the Black Panthers, and Tupac. He was all of that.
Wow.
He is all of that. So if he was here now, my whole company would be on a whole different plane right now, because this dude was our biggest cheerleader, the biggest, just really into promoting us. Like, he's like, fuck all, and that's how he always talks. He's like, everything is just forceful. Like, even if he's talking to you regularly, he'll go, yo, Rev, I love that new fucking shit you just did. Shit's fucking hot. Like spit will come out of his mouth and all that, but that's how he talks. And he'd be like, yo, I'm feeling that new shit you did. Like, I was like, damn, how are you when you were a girl? Like, yo, I love you, bitch, But he really, really understood the streets. And losing him 2 days after Jam Master Jay died. So I remember getting a call to Jam Master Jay died, and because one of my buddies is a cop, and he was in the area, on duty, and he was just like, yeah, man, Jam Master Jay just got killed. So we were all bugging out for that, and headquarters called me like, yo, you heard about Jam Master Jay? So, I was just doing some stuff with helping them with 50 and all this stuff. And then from there, 2 days later, he got killed. So I was just like, what the fuck, And I remember the illest thing was, we'd never met his moms or his family, but being that he was on every Gangstar tour, she felt like she knew us. So when he died, I reached out because I want to know what's going on. I remember the homicide detectives called me to come to identify the body, and that's how we all connected. His mom, all of us connected at the precinct to go to morgue and identify him. So from there, his mother was like, you're the only person that's in our family, on our family wall, and we don't even know you. But we feel like we know you because you've been taking care of our son. He always comes home with money, and he had a good time, and he's always coming home happy, and he's always, buying us stuff, and he started his own business, buying new cars, and she's like, so we feel like we could trust you and that's your family. And I was like, you can trust me, because they don't know if I had something to do with his death or whatever. Right. They don't know me like that. But he had been on 4 tours, back to back to back to back to back. So they were just like, no one's gonna do that and look out for my son if he didn't mean that much. So and then from there she was like, I want you to dress him in the casket. And I was like, I don't really want to do that. I mean, I've never done nothing like that. And she's like, nobody else can do it. She said, I can't do it. I want you to dress him. And she said, do not put him in a suit and make him look hip hop. She said, I want to see his feet, everything. I want the full casket open. I was like, okay, I'll do it. And went with his father. His father couldn't really take it. I'm like, what do you think it is? And how about this? And he was just breaking down. So I was like, yo, go on home. I'll deal with it. And he used to always wear velour sweatsuits all the time. He had a jillion velour sweatsuits, that and Air Force One. So I went ahead and just Bought a nice. She said no dark colors, make them look hip hop, but keep it bright. Got a nice little sky blue Rockaware suit, Sean John hat. No, Rockaware had Sean John velour. Some white Nikes, with a new blue swoosh to match. Dressed him at the funeral home. Put him out there to let everybody take one more look. And the L thing was, his mother didn't really know us like that, so she was like, I bet nobody's coming to say goodbye to my son. I said, I think you're going to be very surprised how many people pop up. And when we went to the wake, man, it was a madhouse. I'm talking about, and the illest thing was, everybody stayed. Nobody just came to view it and then leave. It was like a reunion. And then MOP was going on tour that day, and they roll up in the big giant tour bus and hop off. And she's like, his mother's just like, what the hell? Like, yeah. I didn't know this many people love my son, which made me feel good that she got to see all of that. She got to see that much love. She's like, I've never seen anything like this in my life. And she's like, I've been to many wakes, and I didn't know my son was loved that much. And I'm talking about, it was dumb crowded. And we just blasting music, drinking, and just everybody just like, just reminiscing, like, yo, remember had this and had that. So I was like, yo, we got to come up with a name. And we used to make fun of the way he spelled headquarters, because he spells it HEADQ, and then court, like going to court, and then ERZ. You're like, that's stupid. I was like, why you spell like that? Because I'm unique and nobody's the same as my shit. Like, that's him. So right there, I was like, we got to name it headquarters. We have to. And that's how it was named.
And you've since named your Sirius XM
Live from headquarters. Yeah, I'm driven by him, man. Everything. I go to his grave all the time. And actually, let me back up. I didn't go to his grave. I bought his tombstone, everything, and but never went to go see it. Just last year, 2010, is the first time I went, and he died. He died 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. That was my first time going. I went on February 18th. I was having a real low moment in my life. That was real low, and I'm never like that. I'm always strong mentally, everything. Had a real low point, and I was like, man, before I pop and just hurt somebody or something, I said, I need something to just pull me out of my hole. I say, I'm going to see headquarters tomorrow. Called Keebler, my videographer. I said, yo, what you doing tomorrow? And it was super snow. I'm talking about up to our knees, and went in the winter, February 18th of last year. And I said, what are you doing tomorrow? He said, why? I said, I need you to film me. He said, where? And he said, I need you to follow me to headquarters grave. He said, in the snow? He said, you probably can't even find the tombstone in so much snow. I said, I don't care. We're going to find it. If I got to dig the snow up, I got to go tomorrow, or I'm going to lose it. And he's like, all right. Went to the Bronx, picked him up. We started from his house saying what I'm doing and what my mission is. I couldn't remember his roll number and his grave number and everything. So, and I couldn't find his mom that day and I need to know right now. And so I called the cemetery, and this old lady answered. She was 82 years old, because we actually had a conversation. And she's, I'm telling her I'm looking for Kenneth Walker's grave, and she's like, well, you're coming out today? And I was like, well, I'm gonna come out tomorrow morning. She's like, why you want to come out? It's too much snow. You should wait till the spring when the weather changes. I was like, no, I have to go tomorrow. And I explained to her my deal. And she's like, wow. She said, you know what? You go. She said, you're going to get blessed for that. She said, I told the whole story.
What was happening? What was going on, man?
I mean, it was just a lot of personal stuff. You know what I'm saying? I won't really get into it. But, and again, it's hard to break me. I'm just like my pops. We were real strong. And I wasn't going to fall apart and have a nervous breakdown. But I was just at a low point where I didn't give a fuck about nothing. I definitely didn't give a fuck about music. I didn't give a fuck about people, nothing. I just wanted to just completely be alone and just lock in, and just get high, So but I'm a person that knows how to recover without, I don't need a therapist. I don't need anything. I know how to take care of bringing my own self to being strong again, which is why I said, what can get me there? Go see headquarters. You've been saying you're going to see him, you never go. You say you're going to see him next time, you don't go. Say you're going to go next time because his birthday's on Christmas Eve, so I can't go then because I'm in Texas visiting my family. Mm-hmm. So, that's really, and then I've never gone on his anniversary of his death, which was November 2nd. And then my accountant, who's on my arm, died November 3rd, so that's how I always remember his death, because I know he died on the 2nd, she died on the 3rd, and it's just a little point. But I never even get depressed or nothing like that. When I think about their death, I always just smile and think about something funny or good. So we went out there, and the snow was real crazy. Like I said, up to my knees. But his tombstone that I bought is about up to my waist. So, because lady was like, any of the ones that lay flat, you're not going to find it. But I knew it was a certain size. And his mother said, it's not as big. It's shaped like a black heart, and it's got his face on it, and this and that. It's lasered in. So I was like, I'll find it. Now she told me where the grave numbers were, but even the grave numbers were covered because the section, grave number, and the row. So I knew that I remember the vicinity, and in cemeteries they go by the year. So the tombstones that were closer to the gate I remember where we buried them at. Now it's been so many years have passed. Those years are now closer to the gate. The ones that are way further away, it starts to descend. So, and this is the ill part. Keeble had to go to the bathroom at the gas station directly across the street is a Citgo station in Jersey. And I was like, all right, well, I said, instead of lining up and blocking the gas pumps, I'll just face out like I'm ready to go. So while I'm facing out, I'm just looking at all the graves and everything, the ones I can see with all the snow, and waiting for him. And I'm just like, I hope we find this thing. And while I'm lined up, I'm not even thinking, because again, I'm just chilling. He gets in the car, we drive. You have to make a U-turn because they have a divider. I go in the gate. We start looking, and the years are descending. And now that it's 2010, I got to go back to like 2000 2002. And so that's a nice little hike. So we just start walking, and I'm like, yo, man, now that these are 2002, it's got to be somewhere around here. And I remember the first tombstone I saw was a guy named Michael Jackson. And and the crazy thing is, when I found his tombstone, it was the same style, like the same black heart type shape. We're like, oh shit, Michael Jackson, and not to even be funny, but it was Michael Jackson, right. But he had dreads. So we walk in, and I'm like, yo, man, it's got to be around here because there's the roads. We wiping it with our gloves and everything. I'm like, this was row such and such and whatever. And actually, I'll tell you right now. Section 55, row 68, grave 19. So those numbers are real sacred to me. 55, 68, and 19. Not only that, even his phone number from his house and his cell before he died, I put them in all of my phones, home phones, cell phones, any phones I get new, computers, I always put those numbers in there.
So would you say
sometimes I call it, but there's a deal. When I found the tombstone, there was a row, and I'm like, yo, this is the row. I said, it's got to be around here. And Keith was like, well, let's check this row. I'm like, yo, look at that one that's on this row. It's the only one facing the opposite way. All the other ones are facing this way. This one's facing the opposite way by itself. And I said, that would be something that headquarters would do. And he goes, nah, that can't be it. It's got to be this row. I said, well, let me look. And I look, and I go, I found it like a kid, man. Yeah. Like that's how much we were on the hunt. And I started jumping around like Herman Monster, like, oh, goody. And yeah. Like, I felt like I shook the earth. Like that's how much it hit me. And we found it. We started cleaning it up, and, put the flowers in and just, cleaned all the lettering. And he used to always say, head up, eyes and ears open. Word is bond, like all the time. I mean, it was to where it's like, God damn, how many times you going to say that? And that's what it says on his tombstone, keep your head up, eyes and ears open, word is bond. And then he put a quote from Tupac, save me a spot in Thug Paradise, and all that's on the stone. I was like I said, I'll show you a picture before you leave. And from there, I did this ill shit. I stood over the grave, and I told Keith, just step back just a little bit, let me, I said, even if I break out crying or whatever, film it. Yeah. Get whatever you gotta get. And I stood over the grave, and I said, yo, give me what you got. Give me everything you got. I said it like at least 10 times. Give me everything you got. And I just stood over it and just stood there. All of a sudden, I got like this dizzy feeling, like I was, almost lost my balance. And mind you, it was, like I said, it was snowing then. Dumb cloudy. I'm talking about gray cloudy. I stood over there after my 10th, 11th, 12th time of saying that, stood over the grave, and I got that dizzy feeling. And all of a sudden, I just kind of caught myself and looked up, and the sun came out and completely clear, the whole sky cleared, like completely blue, just like that. And me and Keith were like, oh shit, like he's even bugging, like what the fuck? And I was like, yo, Head did that, And then I happened to look to the right, and the gas station is literally parallel to the row of the tombstone. So basically, when I was sitting there waiting for him to go to